us. You just have to say yes. So what really does it take to become like God?
The way of the Tao says that there are three components, or jewels, that are basic virtues to life.
Kindness, simplicity, and modesty. When you realize we are all one, nothing can prevent you from true happiness. You begin to do good towards all mankind, because all mankind is you. You start living your life with a whole new aspect, and you can finally put together how things really are. You begin to put together the pieces of this mystery called life. The Kabbalah also says that in order to become like God, you have to share with everyone and eliminate the ego. To me, this means getting rid of all your selfish desires and beginning to do all that you can to help your neighbor. Because after all, they are just like you, or just another aspect of yourself. And like I've said before, we are all one and can achieve true happiness. Now you must be wondering why this world has been created like this and why we are all being put through this life of pain and suffering. Well, it's simple. It keeps us working on a fraction of what we are really capable of. It's manipulating us to keep us in a controlled, hypnotic state. That way, we all can be easily controlled. But remember, it doesn't have to be this way. It's all up to you. It's one simple choice. Like Bill Hicks said, it's either fear or love.
Fear. You buy more guns, and we keep spreading apart, away from each other. Or love. We all join together and work towards what we all want in the end. That is peace.
It's easy. You just have to say yes. The power is in our hands and has always been. We just forgot who we truly are. Uncertainty is a term used in many different ways and in a number of fields, including philosophy, psychology, and sociology. It applies to predictions of the future, or to the unknown. Simply said, uncertainty is doubt, and right now, I'm going to tell you how this kills. It doesn't kill you literally, but it does to a certain extent. It prevents us from what we all truly want, and is a source of suffering. It acts like a roadblock on the road to finding your true self, and you have to overcome it. Uncertainty is the lack of certainty. A state of having limited knowledge where it's impossible to exactly describe existing state or future outcome. Not to be confused with risk, where some possible outcomes have an undesired effect or significant loss.
It's easy to get these confused, but you must remember that the feeling that you are taking a risk comes from the uncertainty that you are experiencing. This ultimately distracts you, and from my point of view, it just puts yourself down. It's so unnecessary in our lives, and yet we all experience this every day. Uncertainty questions your own doings and leads to a feeling of mistrust within yourself. You may then feel skeptical about the decisions you are struggling with and resort to the easiest, most comfortable answer.
This prevents you from doing what it is that you really want to do, and is an obstacle that, like I said before, you must overcome on the road to finding your true self. The Kabbalah teaches us that when we achieve total certainty, we become like God, and that there is never a time when there is no light, and that we all have the ability to do this. We all have it in us, but the barriers in place have us all manipulated and distracted from the truth. So what's making us like this? Why do we constantly put ourselves down and doubt that we can accomplish anything? Why is our true power hidden from us, and how do we not even know what we're capable of? Well, to me, it's obvious that the Illuminati have made it like this. We are all raised in this illusion from the time we are conceived, and for some of us, the illusion is all that they know, without even knowing it. Like, remember as a kid, you had all these dreams of doing whatever you want, living a happy life and doing something you love. But then you grow up and say, that's not possible, and you let go of your childhood dreams. Well, that right there is uncertainty, and you must get it out of your system. Because in order to find your true self, you must be certain of who you are and what you want out of life. Do not let these negative thoughts cloud over your decision making and act on what makes you happy. Eliminate the suffering.
Doing this and realizing that we are all one completely changes your life. You start to live with a new understanding of the nature around you and love every aspect of yourself.
Like I said, uncertainty kills. It prevents you from what we all truly want and just limits your abilities. We have to rise against, and we all have to overcome uncertainty. Comfort is defined as a state of ease and satisfaction of bodily wants, with freedom from pain and anxiety, and can be something that promotes such a state of calm. I find that it is misinterpreted to be a cause of relief, when in fact, it does nothing but keep you away from true happiness. Change is inevitable, and we all have to realize that it is constantly happening. When we embrace a comfortable state and mourn the departure of this mentality, we're preventing ourselves from growing.
And learning, along with change, is something that keeps going on in this game of life. And they both work hand in hand through life experiences to teach us life lessons. And this does nothing but good for you. We learn, we grow, we move on. So don't ever be afraid of change.
Comfort is a deadly drug and should never be accepted. And you have to be aware that the effects of comfort keep you away from your true self. It is like a warm blanket that keeps us wrapped in our desire to receive for the self alone, oblivious to the urgent need to change. Comfort kills, even though we all seek it for survival. Some of us seem to think that comfort is a necessity to a happy life, but I say it's anything but that. And according to my reality tunnel, the Illuminati have made it like this. They know the power of this drug and use it to their advantage.
Comfort is just a part of this illusion that we perceive as real. It doesn't exist, and neither do we. This game of life can be hacked, and you can take control.
The Buddha has taught us that we don't inherently exist, and that suffering is a part of life. But I say it doesn't have to be like this. And using what is called the God formula, you can get what you want. There are many paths on the road to finding your true self. And from my perception of things, comfort does not lead to happiness. It holds you back. We're either moving toward God or we're moving toward ego, death,